Hey, cheers. Ironman number 22 in the bag. In true training pain tradition, I thought I'd have a quick recap of the race, a couple of dedications, a couple of words of great spiritual usefulness. It was a tough day. Started training 5 weeks ago, had quite a serious crash last week that I ended up in hospital. You can't do an Ironman based on denial. Denial comes headfirst crashing into reality, and it hurts. What to say, had a couple of hours off though, which I thought was a fantastic move. Actually, I did a 10-minute swim yesterday, followed by a 10-minute bike, and boy, was my back in pain. I thought there's no way I'm even going to finish the swim today, and it was good. Started at the back, very conservative. Still did, I think, about an hour 9 on the swim, so I was pretty chuffed with that, all things considered. I was all over the place the last 1/3 of it. Just useless. But yeah, so it wasn't so bad. And the bike, well, I had a bit of a dark patch between 80k and probably about 110k, and then it all came right. No, 80k and 100k. I had about a 20k patch where it wasn't a happy chappy. And then I was absolutely steaming, got a second wind, pushing bigger power than the first half. Wheels fell off a bit at the last 15k. Yeah, that was a bit disappointing, because I thought the whole day was going to come together, but hey, you don't train, you don't deserve for it to come together. The run, oh, that was tough. The weather, by the way, weather was perfect, and the support, you've never ever come across support like it. In America, you have a lot of support, you have a lot of whooping, a lot of looking good, and all this stuff, which is great. But I tell you what, the Kiwis here, they know how to support, and they were absolutely salt of the earth, superb. Best support ever, probably the best race ever that I've ever done. I've done 22 Ironmans now, and I think Austria used to be my favourite. I've done Hawaii. This was just absolutely awesome. Absolutely recommend it to anybody. One thing that helped a lot, the weather was perfect today. You couldn't have asked for better weather. It was not too windy, sun was out all day, not too hot until the run. Got a bit warm on the run and towards the end of the bike, but superb. The only thing is, Kiwis can't make roads. They have no idea. It's like this really open tarmac that just kills you from the very start to the very finish. And I was going to say to somebody, you remember the smooth bit? No, me neither. It was horrible. But the scenery was fantastic. It was absolutely superb. On the run, that got pretty miserable, as it always does. If you haven't trained, if you've put on weight, that's where it catches up with you, of course. But I was still working on denial, and I didn't last very long on the run. Training pain, my brother from another mother, Brian Payne, I salute you, buddy. This race was dedicated to you. You should have been here, but you had blood clots and life-threatening, and up until a couple of weeks ago you were still thinking about coming, and what can I say? You're a pussy, basically. I almost died last Saturday, and I'm here, so... but yeah, and that brings me on to a great bit of advice that Brian gave me. He sent me a Facebook message or a Twitter message, and there was some fantastic advice. He said, at some point today, you're going to meet that moment in the day where you have to come talk to Jesus talk. He said, you know, a real low point. And he said, remember this bit of advice. And I can't remember exactly what it was. You know what it's like. Your brain gets a bit fuddled, but all I remember is it was advice from Brian, and it's something to do with being a pussy, and then it all clicked, and I just thought, that's what he said, Brian is a pussy. And I ran along for 42 kilometres just chanting to myself. My mantra was, Brian is a pussy, Brian is a pussy. And tell you what, it made me laugh all the way around. It was fantastic. So thanks for that, Brian. I appreciate your honesty, and it worked well. So if anybody needs something to put a smile on their face, help them around in the run, that's the mantra to use, because it's so true. got a little gift for Brian here. Instant asshole. Just that weird. So I'm using it as a vehicle. I got him a captain's t-shirt as well. So I send that off to you, mate, as a consolation prize. And yeah, middle of the run, I was going to tell you this, I had a couple of hours off. Ran past the apartment and kept running past the apartment there and back, there and back. And in the end I just thought, I'm not enjoying this. I was walking in incredible pain and just thought, nah, this is silly. So what I'll do is I'll go and have a couple of hours nap, and I had some spicy Malaysian noodles. Oh, absolutely lovely. And then after a couple of hours I put had a shower, put some fresh clothes on and went and finished the race. And I had this idea of perhaps coming in close to midnight and making a bit of hoo-ha of it, but I knocked out the last 16k in I think 1 hour 45 minutes, which is pretty good going considering that I was almost on my hands and knees before that. And yeah, so that was a bit of an eye-opener. So if you're ever in a race and the wheels come off and your hotel's nearby, especially running past it, don't be ashamed to take a couple of hours off, because you get back on that race course and you nail it. Yeah, it's good. I'm watching on a bit. It's been bloody brilliant. I'm going to visit some friends now in Wellington, going up to Auckland, visit some more friends, and then back to Malaysia. And then it's serious training for Ironman Switzerland, which is I think 28th of July. I want to be back to racing shape, lose my big beer belly, and actually be able to run the run with a smile on my face, but with my new mantra: Brian Payne, you are a pussy.